Hi, in this video I will show you how to build an AI app in JavaScript, TypeScript specifically, using Groq. There are other LLM providers, but I really like Groq. It's not only fast, innovative, but generally pretty cool. And the goal for this series, so this will be a series hopefully, the goal for this series is to build a voice agent with low latency, something that feels like human. And the Groq will be the center of that application, and then I'll be using other interesting technologies and products like DeepGram, Cartesia, and some maybe other. So in this first video, we will try to see how we can integrate with Groq, how we can use Groq SDK, and I will also explain how to use tools, so how to help AI to fulfill certain tasks. For example, search the web or ask some services, external services for some data to integrate in the response. So let's start. So first of all, I will create a repository, directory, rather, and I will be using Bun. So let's initialize that and let's open. Okay, so let's try it. Is it working? It works. Okay, so to make it work, you need the API key. You can generate it here. I've generated that. So you need to place that into .env file. So let me just copy a file I already have and let's build something. So first of all, this code could be improved a little bit. So instead of like doing the require, we will do import Groq SDK. I cannot type, but we haven't installed that. So it should be good. And now we can do Groq. And we don't have to define anything here. It already knows that it should look for Groq API key, so we can leave it empty like that. And we don't have to use the main function. We can just start writing top level in this file. So I can just do something very simple like result, Groq chat, completions create. This should be good, except the model will be using llama 3. And here, tell me something about something like that. So let's see if it works. Let's run it. Of course, I need to await. It works. So I just need to extract the actual, so let's try 0 message content. Yeah. It provides a response. We can maybe specify be concise. And here, I don't know, choices maybe. Something like that. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it works. So now the next step would be to use tools. Or maybe before that, let me show you something pretty cool. We can do streaming, right? So instead of like waiting for the whole response to arrive, we can start writing it. So maybe I should keep it result. And then we can use for await. We have chunks. And in that case, the result is the actual stream. And here we can do choices, and in this time delta. But instead of using console log, we should use write because we don't want new lines. And here it's going to be empty, like null. Let's see. Yeah. It works and it's streaming. Each chunk arrives after another. Let me comment that out, and yeah, let's return to this previous, but not delta, message rather. Okay, so now let's define tools. So we will define a tool. So type function and function name search for searching the web, like so. And here we need a description, search the web for the information, that's good, and then and required. So now we are saying that we have this function called search and that LLM can use that to get some information. But we need to write this function, and I was playing with those APIs for search and they are not optimal because you have to register, and so we'll be cheating a little bit here. So I'm just defining a function which checks if this is NVIDIA or Groq and returns some text. And this is like the idea to simulate or to like imagine that LLM can now invoke this function to get some data. So now, since we defined the tools, we have this new property called tool calls. So we can see if LLM used this function, and if it used the function, it will ask us to invoke this function. So it will provide what needs to be searched for. So we haven't defined anything here. Search the web for Groq and then search for NVIDIA. And let's see. So I'm just displaying the tool calls, and because I asked to search for two things, we should have two elements in this array. Yeah, I think it's okay. Sometimes it's not consistent, so yeah, Groq, NVIDIA. So once we have that, we can now, we need to invoke this. So for each tool call, we will be invoking our function with the call function arguments, but I think we need to parse it and query, because we have this, yeah, as a query function arguments, yes. And yeah, for now, let's just display the result. Okay, so it returns NVIDIA. Maybe the web, let's be more explicit. Yeah, we have two responses. So now we can use those responses, we can chain them. We can append them to the messages here. So I will just extract that messages. But I would prefer this instead of that. And we are passing this here. we have an error because we need to chat completion message params, I think. So this is not ideal. I think this type should be coming from the top level. But yeah, it works. So that's our query, our message. Here, the function that imitates an external call. We are invoking it providing that we have tools, functions that LLM can use, and we are invoking. So when we get the information that LLM needs to invoke some function, we are invoking that for it. And now we can append. So first of all, we should append this information. So result choices message. And once we have the result, we should also need to append it. So it's important the role will be tool, and the content will be result, and we also need to define the ID because we have two calls, so we need to associate each call with the proper result. And finally, as we appended those things to the messages, let's invoke result2, maybe await, yes, something like that, and console log. So this should work. Yeah, so I think it grabs, it integrates. It's not deterministic, but it integrates the information about Groq and about NVIDIA, and then responds to our query. So what is inference in the context of LLMs, and then search the web using this function. So that's pretty much it for this video. And in the next one, we will try to improve that. So I will be showing you how to use Vercel AI SDK to make it a little bit more streamlined. Hopefully that was useful. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.